Hey Internet, Eric here. It's been a while since I've attributed to this playlist. This is for the Bronco Eric review challenge or review series. It's been so long since we've done one of these, and I don't remember the actual playlist title. Since it's been so long, I'll give you a little bit of the rundown. Me and Brad over at Bronco Juggalo Talks Movies. When we first became buds, we thought it would be cool if we could create a concept just for the two of us, where every once in a while, when the other person had time, we would challenge, either Brad would challenge me or I would challenge him, just to sit down and discuss a film. Whether you've seen it or not, as long as you haven't done it on your channel before, you got to do it, type of thing. And it started out with, I think he wanted me to do Strangeland, and then I challenged him to do something, and it just kept going like that. And the last time we did this has been a long time. I challenged him to do Stephen King's The Shining, the Kubrick version, Stanley Kubrick version. And he was super, super busy at that time in his life, and he admitted to me that because of that, he forgot to do it. Then he finally did, and he challenged me to do today's movie, and that came at a time when we were being forced to move. I have a video on all that stuff. And finally, we've been settled in for a few months now, and finally I unpacked the movie he challenged me to do. I had to get it from Netflix. So it's been a long time, and I finally told Brad that I found the movie, unpacked it, watched it, and we're going to restart this challenge series, review series, whatever. Anyways, today I'm going to discuss, because Bronco Juggalo Talks Movies challenged me to discuss Transformers, the animated movie. I had never seen this before. First off, if you're new to my channel, welcome. Plot spoilers, all that crap. This came out in 1986, according to Netflix. I was never a Transformers guy. We were a GoBots family, but I'd never watched the show. I've never seen an episode of the cartoon. I was Ninja Turtles and G.I. Joe and He-Man, but never got into Transformers. So I went into this totally blind. All I knew is that Optimus Prime died and a bunch of shit got blown up. That's it. The basic plot of this is there is a plot. I'm going to read the description that Netflix sends, because that might explain it a little bit. The Autobots, those shape-shifting Saturday morning superheroes, make their way to the big screen to defend the universe against the evil Decepticons in this full-length animated feature inspired by the popular TV show, blah, blah, blah. With the loss of their revered leader Optimus Prime, the Autobots must destroy Megatron and his evil warriors, newly transformed into even deadlier fighting machines by the giant killer planet Unicron, voiced by Orson Welles. And that was the first thing that struck my attention was, holy shit, there's a pretty amazing voice cast in this. We have Orson Welles, Leonard Nimoy, I was going to say Don Johnson, but not Don Johnson. Judd Nelson, Scatman Crothers. It's so random, and so they got the fucking Micro Machines guy to be in this. So they got a nice crew. And there's also Frank Welker and all the other voices from the TV show. It starts out really good. We got, what's his name? Unicron, which is this gigantic robot planet, I guess. It reminded me of Galactus, this gigantic thing that eats planets. And it's eating this planet or base in outer space, and it destroys a lot of Autobots, which are the good guys. And they send a distress beam or something to Optimus Prime. Unknown to Optimus Prime, this little, I think it's a raven? Robot Raven is spying on him, sends the info to Megatron, who is the head villain, and then they invade Autobot City, I think it is, and they kill every fucker on this planet. And holy shit, the animation in this movie is amazing. Nothing beats 80s, hand-drawn cell animation. I love it. The action was top-notch. Explosions, just the fluid movements of all these characters. Holy shit, it's beautiful to look at. And then what also struck me is, holy shit, I didn't realize how violent this was going to be. There's a scene where Megatron breaks into a space shuttle, and he literally says like "Die Autobots" or "Death to the Autobots" or something like that, and he is blowing these guys away. He's shooting like they're lasers, and it's a cartoon, so it's not you know super violent, but and they're shooting robots, but the lasers are piercing one robot, and it just blows part of his shoulder up. But then you pan into the robot's face, and flames are coming out of his eye sockets and his mouth, and then he suddenly just turns gray and just falls. Everyone gets killed in this fucking movie. And one of the coolest shots in this film was one of the wounded Autobots crawls up to is like crawling up Megatron's leg, and it's this great shot, this upward shot of Megatron, and he says something like, "Don't pity me here," or "I won't pity you here," or something like that. And it's just this shot, and you see he's got like an arm cannon, and he points down, and then just boom, right in the guy's face. So it's very violent. Um, the and then the Decepticons, they take no prisoners when they crash land or they invade the actual base of the Autobots. Everybody's fucking getting killed there. Just the violence and the action is just so good. Um, let's see, what else do I love? The voice work is great. I don't know whoever does, is it Peter Crulin? I don't fucking know. The voice of Optimus Prime. Whoever does the voice of Megatron, and then I think it's Frank Welker does the voice of Starscream. Megatron's like second in command or wannabe usurper to the throne type of thing. Voice work is great. And it's like I said, it's so random. Robert Stack's in there. The mom from Friday the 13th Part 7 is like the voice of the only female robot. So it's a lot of fun. But there's this little kid character, I think his name is Spike, maybe. He's friends with Hot Rod. And it's just this. I think it's because I didn't see the show itself. I don't know why I should give a shit about Spike. To me, since I didn't watch the show, he's just like this annoying little kid. And we meet them in this weird, awkward scene where they're just fishing together and just playing and having fun. And while they're racing each other to this really out of place 80s song, I'm just like, I know I'm going to hate this kid. I know I'm going to hate their friendship because it's going to be too cheesy and annoying for me. And it was. But that's just nitpicking, okay? I usually always hate child characters, so I hated Spike. And if that's not really his name, Brad, you can correct me, but I hated Spike. The movie, for it's an hour and a half. It is, for a movie that's filled with so much action, a lot of it did drag when it came to the exposition. Like the battle scenes, like when Optimus dies, okay? And maybe, again, because I haven't seen the cartoon, the actual series, Optimus dies in a really cool battle scene with Megatron, and it is a really like agonizing death scene. Like he's hooked up to like the machine, and you see his vitals, and he doesn't just die. He like tilts his head and turns gray, and little Spike's crying and this and that. But then he gives like this orb in his chest that I don't know what it is. He gives it to the Robert Stack robot, and I guess he's the new leader of the Autobots. I don't know who this guy is, so I don't know why I should care about this guy. Eventually Hot Rod gets it. I don't know if Hot Rod is strictly for the movie or what. I don't really care about Hot Rod. Probably because he's friends with Spike. Spike is another thing with Spike. His dad is working with the Autobots. He gets captured and then totally disappears. I forgot about the guy until the very end when Spike accidentally saves him from getting thrown in some acid. And that reminded me of when Anakin accidentally blew up the bad guys in Phantom Menace. So, but I really enjoyed this one, man. For someone who knows nothing really about the Transformers other than the certain characters, I had a lot of fun with this. I think I would enjoy it more if I'd actually watched the show. The battle scenes are great. One thing I didn't get is Starscream always been a little bit of a bitch? Because all he does is complain to Megatron about wanting to be, the head guy. And Megatron just browbeats him so much. And I did like how after Megatron was defeated and Starscream took over, Starscream finally quits being a bitch and he just dumps Megatron out into the vast, emptiness of space. And then Orson Welles' planet robot thing turns him into a different robot under a different name. That was confusing to me, so I'm just still going to call him Megatron. They get their revenge on Starscream, and they blow the fuck out of him. And again, it's just this big, powerful death scene, and it just blew me away. I really like how adult this is for a kids movie. I mean, they even said shit in this. It was a human character, but I was surprised that someone says "oh shit" or "holy shit" or something like that. I mean, it's rated PG, but still, that was surprising. Gotta say, I really liked Transformers the movie. Going in blind, came out really enjoying it. Like I said, some of the exposition dragged. There's too many characters for me since I didn't see the show. So that was tough, but the animation is beautiful. The voice work is great. The action is badass. The fight scenes are pretty cool, especially that fight scene with Optimus and Megatron. I was pretty surprised that when they did kill Optimus Prime, they killed him in the first fucking half hour. So that was cool. Oh, the music. It's weird, okay? A lot of it is cheesy 80s ballads. And when it's just the score, beautiful. Perfect. Fits in all the scenes. But when it's like the power ballads in the songs, confusing choices. Like everyone knows, this movie's known for Stan Bush's The Touch. Okay? And it's like Optimus Prime's theme, like when he's going to fight Megatron and he's getting ready to kick ass. That place. That worked perfect. I think Stan Bush also did the Kumite song from Bloodsport. I'll have to look. But then a lot of it is random and weird. And like there was that stupid cheesy song when Spike and Hot Rod were frolicking in the woods or whatever. But then for some reason, really cool action scene, Weird Al's Dare to Be Stupid plays. Didn't fit at all. I couldn't take that scene serious at all. And because Dare to Be Stupid is one of Weird Al's stupider songs just for the lyrics, like they're fighting and it's this big intense moment and you're still hearing Weird Al in the background saying stick your head in the microwave to give yourself a tan, and I'm like, okay, that took me out. But overall, I really, really enjoyed Transformers the Animated Movie. Highly recommend it. I'm not a fan of the show, never watched, and I still had a blast. I bet you if I watch the show, I'll enjoy this even more. Even for how useless Spike was and how weird the fucking music was. But overall, great characters for the most part, that I knew who they were. Great action, great voice work, beautiful animation. I like the song The Touch. Highly, highly recommend Transformers movie. So, good choice. Now it's my choice. Now it's my turn to challenge Brad. And what I'm going to do is I'm kind of trying to take a little bit of a break from horror. Not for too long, probably at least until It comes out. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to keep it out of horror for Brad. I'm going to keep it in the 80s, and I'm going to keep it toy related. Brad, I am challenging you to talk about the animated G.I. Joe movie. The one with Sergeant Slaughter and Falcon and, Serpentor and all that. I'm challenging you, G.I. Joe the movie, the animated one from the 80s. So, thank you for watching. Can't wait to see your thoughts on that, Brad. I'm glad we're finally being able to get this series back together. But, yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Go check out Bronco Juggalo Talks Movies. Give him a sub. Harass him in the comments. Tell him it's because of me. Cheers, and Autobots transform.